Hello, this is Todd Luck, and this is a video on the Children's Online Privacy and Protection Act. And first of all, there's been some debate about exactly how you pronounce that. It's COPPA, and I just want to give you my definitive way to pronounce that. So it's pronounced COPPA, as in get to the COPPA. How has no one done the Schwarzenegger joke on this? Get to the COPPA. Wait. Schwarzenegger was in a movie called The Last Action Hero that co-starred a child, and he's also had figures released from previous Terminator movies that were aimed at children. Oh my God, does that mean the FTC is going to fine me for $42,530 for making that joke? No, that's not going to happen. And I'm going to say why that's not going to happen in this video. There's been a lot of fear. It's overblown. The FTC has released a statement to try to clarify things and reassure people. And so we're going to go through that and some of the overblown fears that are on YouTube right now, including the really fake, untrue fear that YouTube could cancel your channel if it's not making money. So first of all, let me do the patent and COPPA recap. So in the 90s, Congress passed a law to try to protect children's privacy online. YouTube recently has been found to be in violation of that, collecting children's information, and we're talking children are people who are under 13 years old, collecting their information for ad purposes. And so the settlement cost YouTube $170 million, and they agreed to put a number of restrictions on their videos and it's part of the settlement. And so if your video is labeled made for kids, and this is a label that either an algorithm from YouTube can put on your video if it thinks it's made for kids, or that you can put on it yourself to comply with the law. But we'll get into that in a minute. This is what you'll lose if it's made for kids. You'll lose comments, the donation button, cards or end screens, live chat donations. So if your channel is labeled that, you can't do live chats anymore. Notification bell, playback in the mini player for those videos. You cannot save those videos to a playlist that are made for kids. And this is bad for YouTubers, you know, the guys who actually make money making YouTube videos. You will no longer have targeted advertising on videos made for kids. And so that's to comply with the law, so that way they're not directing ads to those videos. So they're just going to be generic ads, and you'll make less advertising revenue. Now that's not a problem for me because I don't make any money. I'm not monetized. But a lot of people who depend on YouTube to either supplement their income so they can, you know, buy things to make videos of, or people who just make a living doing YouTube. They do exist. This can hit them hard if they are doing things that are made for kids. And this came at a time when YouTube was changing its terms of service, and they added this passage in there which said YouTube may terminate your access or Google account's access to all or part of the service if YouTube believes in its sole discretion that provision of the service to you is no longer commercially viable. And so people thought that the commercially viable thing was applying to their channel, and that YouTube could take away YouTube service to their channel if it wasn't commercially viable. Actually, that was a complete misreading of that, and YouTube has said that it was the service they were talking about as being not commercially viable that they could discontinue. In other words, features that they offer to your channel. So for instance, annotations is one example a lot of people give that they've discontinued after they found out no longer made sense to, you know, keep giving that to videos. Another example, like for me personally, I used to be monetized like many, many years ago. I made a whole 13 cents off my videos. I don't know if I ever got paid that 13 cents, but I did back in the day. And then they demonetized me because they changed their policies. I've never been able to get back on there. But that's another example. Another example for me personally, I used to be able to do live streams. I used to be able to just press a button on my iPad and go live. I can no longer do that because I don't have enough subscribers because they changed the policy around that. That's the type of things that they're talking about. They're not going to cancel your channel if it's not making the money, period. So let's talk about the things that people are misinterpreting and some of the overblown fears from the FTC. So one of them is the fine that you get for violating COPPA. So it is up to $42,530. However, and I thought this was made clear in the press conference they gave initially, but they have since released a statement to make it crystal clear and put it in writing that what they are looking at when they levy a fine is they're looking at how much money you made off the violation. In other words, how much money you made off that video. And then they're also looking at the effect it would have on the business. Now, I will tell you, as someone who has reported on government or worked in government for quite a while, fines are not there to make money. They're not there to ruin your life. They are there to influence behavior. They're not looking to bankrupt anyone. They're just looking to encourage people to obey the law. So no one that would be watching this would probably ever get a fine that large. And honestly, most people watching this would never get that fine, period. They also clarified, and I thought this was obvious also from their initial press conference, but they did clarify this in the statement, black and white. They are looking for violations that involve channels that are specifically targeting children, channels that are bringing in massive amounts of children in violation of COPPA. They are not looking for incidental instances of children watching your videos. If you're aimed at a general audience or an older audience like teenagers or college kids or whatever, they're not looking for you. They're looking at videos very specifically aimed at children. If you need examples of this, I encourage you to go search for children's videos on YouTube. You'll see cartoons aimed at preschoolers. You'll see nursery rhyme videos, sing-alongs aimed at young children, educational videos like, some mad scientists teaching preschoolers science and stuff. This is material aimed at entertaining children under the age of 13 years old, specifically designed for that. If you're not doing that, you don't have anything to worry about. And let me give you my own personal litmus test on this. I used to have a coworker who would have to bring her children to work. And because of obviously sitting in a cubicle being quiet is boring as hell, she would hand them a device of some sort, a laptop or a tablet or something, and have them watch videos. And those were typically SpongeBob or something like that. Now, ask yourself, would that parent hand them a tablet with a playlist of your videos to entertain those children and keep them quiet during that workday? If the answer is no, then you're not making your videos for kids. And if you make toy reviews and you're still confused about this, let me just say, no, your stuff is not aimed at children. Children are not interested in hearing a grown-ass man talk about the paint deco and the articulation on an action figure and how you can pose it and all this stuff. They're not sitting there with bated breath waiting for videos about ab cuts and bicep swivels and ankle rockers. That's not what kids are into. I actually watched a toy reviewer get upset at a toy one time and throw it down on the table because he was mad that it was made for kids and not adult collectors. This guy actually ended up labeling that video for kids and probably most of his videos for kids because of YouTube's new algorithm. And I think that's what is causing the confusion. YouTube's algorithm is way, way too broad and is going way beyond anything that would be governed by COPPA or anything the FTC is looking at. If Pixel Dan or Shartimus Prime get fined, then this has gone way, way beyond anything the FTC is trying to actually govern. But that's not going to happen. But YouTube's algorithm is catching videos from those guys. They're catching videos about just about any popular character that could appeal to children, but still has a popular adult audience. And it's picking up toy reviews, again, which I think we've thoroughly established in this video are not primarily aimed at children. So hopefully with this clarification from the FTC, YouTube will redo their algorithm and will not be catching all these guys and girls in this algorithm that should not be in it. Now, that being said, if you are mislabeled, you can go on the settings in your channel and change your channel to not made for kids, and they'll wipe out all those labels that YouTube has automatically put on your videos. And I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm saying that's an option if you want to do that, and you can just look at what the FTC said and make up your own mind. I'm not going to give you advice. I'm not a lawyer, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do is that's exactly what I've already done, and I'm going to leave it at that because according to the FTC, they're not going to come after guys like me, so I'm going to take them at their word. I will say, even with the clarification, this still sucks for anyone trying to put out kids' content on YouTube. They do not deserve to have their content stifled. I haven't seen anything from YouTube saying it won't show up in searches, but clearly if you're not getting notifications, if you don't have comments, etc., it's going to hurt your ability to show up in those searches. Even if it doesn't stifle the search altogether, it's going to be much harder to find your videos. And honestly, you're cutting down entire communities and, you know, just the ability to communicate back and forth. And I just don't understand why you would do that for even videos aimed at young children, because there's still adults who will go on their parents and, you know, just adults who are like, hey, I enjoyed Sesame Street when I was younger. Why can't they do that? I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense. Another big question is, what does this mean for the companies that own the properties that are made for kids but also have a large adult audience? Are they going to fall into made for kids when they post videos about Marvel Rising or Avengers Assemble or the Sonic movie, things like that? And if they do, what will they do about it? Will they challenge it, or will they just accept this as the new normal? Will they just accept, like, you know, YouTube was fun, but, you know, we'll just depend on people seeing that trailer for the new Sonic movie on another social media platform? I don't know. It'll be very, very interesting to see how that works. For those who are making children's videos, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I hope YouTube and the FTC can come up with a sane solution so that you guys can continue to make quality children's content and still make a living, or some of a living, off of doing those videos. For the rest of us, we are out of the woods. We shouldn't have anything to worry about. Be vigilant, be alert, but again, I'm going to take FTC at their word. And, you know, guys like me who are doing toy reviews and video game reviews and things like that, we shouldn't have to worry. So just relax, enjoy your holiday, and that's all I got to say. Like and subscribe for more videos, and until next time, don't be afraid of the COPPA. See ya.